Hello and welcome to part 1 of my shipping container home building video series. In this series I'm hoping to sort of help anybody that's trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. I'm by no means an expert, I'm learning as I'm going along doing this. So hopefully you'll enjoy the video series and you can see how my project comes along. Okay, so in part 1 I'm going to be showing me going to select a container and talking about a few different things you might want to be careful of or watch out for when you're choosing a container. Okay, so here I am at a container supply place, coming to have a look at some different containers, try and find a quality used one for a good price, checking different things, make sure it's not rusty. So yeah, time to go and have a look. Okay, so I'm looking for a 20-foot long shipping container. This is a big stack of them that I was led to. These are all used containers, and I went to go around and have a look inside a few of them and at a few different things. As you can see here, just opening up one of the containers in the end. Go have a look inside and have a look at a few things. So I've slowed the video down here. So one very useful thing to have is a torch, because you can check all the edges and things to see if any rust is coming through. What you want to be looking for is if any of the paint is bubbling up, which would indicate there's rust that has been painted over. It's not really good if you're seeing the rust on the inside of the container, which is indicated that the rust has come all the way through and rusted through to make a hole where potentially water can get in. It's worth checking the corners as well, especially the top ones, because as the man who was leading me around here mentioned, when they're being stacked on top of each other's containers, the corners hold the weight, and sometimes they miss and smash them down on the side bits, and you can see some of the dents in some of the containers that have been patched up with a welded piece of metal. So here I requested to have a look at the roof of the container, which personally I would recommend you must always do before purchasing a container. Just because it's the place that holds water when it rains, so when the water puddles up, it can potentially lead to rust, which then can potentially rust all the way through. Chances are you would see something on the inside, but it's always best to check the outside because it could be at the point where it's about to rust through. I mean, containers are made of Corten steel, so it is designed to rust as a protective sort of coating. You see it on lots of sculptures and things, the rust colour. Here we are getting another container down to have a look at. And again, just getting up onto the piece of machinery to have a look at the roof. This one looks pretty good. And you can see, compared to the last one I had a look at, the side hasn't been sideswiped by something. The other one had big paint streaks down the side and dents in where something is either driven along the side of it or been dragged along the side of it. Obviously I had a closer look at it than what I'm showing you on the video. That was the worst piece of rust on the back. But it wasn't too bad. It hadn't rusted through or anything, and I knew that I was going to be cutting out a section for a door, so I figured that could be the section I cut out for the door, and then I'd get rid of that problem altogether. So this is the door that I could had the option to have installed. So as you can see, I could just cut out that back bit and get rid of the rust altogether. So it's a steel door with locks all the way around the outside, because I do want the container to still be secure when it's not in use for a period of time. Okay, so stay tuned for part 2, which hopefully should be delivery, and I can show that to you. Do leave a comment if you've got any questions or you've got anything to say. I would appreciate it. And subscribe if you want to continue seeing the rest of these container videos. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.